First impressions of the new RSS Mercer V8, which is not a Mercedes. It's definitely not a Mercedes because that would be copy infringement. But it does look very similar to a Mercedes GT3 car, surprisingly. Into the seat we go. First of all, really nice cockpit details, really nice steering wheel. RSS confirmed are doing GoPros. It's probably better than a GoPro. And look at all these details though, really nice. Everything's there, the race logic's flashing with the lights glowing. We've got shader patch and Soul installed. As you can see, we're running pure candy as our profile. Look at that though, absolutely stunning details, looks great. Can you believe AC is 14 billion years old? No. Instantaneously, you can feel where you're at with the car because it's Assetto Corsa. Nice sound. Oh, okay, it's very sensitive on the brakes. This feels chonkers. I mean, compare this force feedback to ACC. Straight away, you can feel so much through the tyre. Like, what's instantly, you can feel exactly where the tyre's at, and that connection. Even though this does feel like a complete tank still, I mean, this does feel like an absolute mega beast of a car. So just, you know, his bloody chonkers GT3 car. But, oh man, the detail and the connection, absolutely on another level straight away. Woo! Probably should have put the time of day on a bit dimmer. Oh! Force feedback's clipping a bit and turn it down a bit more. Minus key. I mean, this, right, already 3 corners in, this sounds better than ACC actually. It's not obnoxious audio. I know that's controversial, but sounds in tune. Like, ACC sounds like someone's put a microphone in the cockpit, but not as it would be through a helmet. Woo! The connection! Yeah, like already it just feels so nice, like so rubbery as well compared to like in iRacing, these slides, the car gets stuck straight away. What? You can still get into a bit of a slide in this, but then it comes back like rubber. ACC, it comes back, but I mean, God, this is so much better than everything. Like, this feels much more tanky than stock GT3 cars in AC though. Oh! See, I'm driving this terrible, but it's so nice. Like, you can, every like little divot in the track surface comes through the force feedback so nicely, and then when you're there, it's like pushing through understeer a bit, and you can feel exactly that's what you're doing. Just on the throttle there, you can feel the back starting to rotate a bit from the push of the from the wheels. This setup, this default setup seems very nice and neutral, more slightly on the understeer, but mostly neutral. But on the throttle, it then pops out a bit. Personally, with the default setup, I'd probably stiffen the rear ARB. I already moved the brake bias back. I like the back of the car to rotate more. I'd probably also open the diff a bit as well. But this is a great default setup to be, you know, easy to drive. Again, this is like compared to ACC, just 3 corners in, and I know, like, you can say, oh, AC fanboy, fine, you can say AC fanboy, but it's for good reason, because you're feeling so much more. Okay, in ACC, we've got day and night in this, and you've got rain in this, but no, it does work. In ACC, it works way more streamlined, way more dynamic tyres. Great, you know, and LFM is absolutely amazing, so you've got proper ranking. There's no real decent ranking for AC. So, you know, I get that, that's fine, but if you can't walk, don't try and run. And ACC, it's like, is trying to run with physics that just, like, without force feedback and super advanced physics, but they're not doing the basics better than the original AC, so what's the point? There's a good reason why Max Verstappen, when asked, said he doesn't like ACC, but he likes the original AC, specifically even for GT and Formula. There's a good reason for that. It's the stuff I've been saying for bloody ages. Oh dear, look at this. No, this just makes you want to drive. This captures the addicting nature of driving, that you want to be. You've got rubber tyres, they've got a bit of give, and you want to keep pushing. And the sound of this car is not painful. To be fair, maybe this car doesn't sound that bad in ACC. I actually quite like the GT3 sounds in iRacing, and also Race Room's got good sound. So maybe this isn't one of the cars in ACC, I can't remember. Some of the cars are annoying. Oh! Bit too much there. Yeah, some of the cars are more annoying sounding than others. I think the suspension, though we are on the Nordschleife, so you probably would have quite bumpy suspension, or quite a lot of suspension travel. I would also, with this setup, tighten the suspension up, so because at the moment the car does feel a little bit boaty, but that might just be the implementation of this vehicle. It feels less boaty than ACC cars or iRacing cars, to be fair, but not quite as. So maybe it's the car rather than the setup, but I think this could be it could be tighter. But then maybe that's not the character of the car. Maybe the car actually. I mean, GT3 cars do seem a bit tanky to me. Whoa, so good. Right, let's charge down here. Let's see what the. See if we hit the limiter. We're going to do a proper flying lap. I'm diving myself in. We only almost binned it once. That's fine. These cars only got. I think this car is $750,000. I didn't even dent it. We just scraped the floor a bit. We're going to do a flyer next. Absolutely fantastic this track though. Nordschleife in anything. Great fun. I need to adjust my force feedback again. We're clipping a bit more. To be fair, actually, I turned the TC down a lot. But that's nice that the TC's like, so it's not on the lowest setting, and you can hear it kicking in, and it is steady in the back. So that's what you want with TC. You don't want the TC to be on or off. You ideally, the reason why you have multiple TC settings is that you can dial it into the point where it just allows you to drive very smoothly on the throttle to different levels. And obviously these cars are designed for paid customers. Most of the GT3 grid are drivers buying a seat. They're not race drivers really. I mean, they are racing, and there are race drivers in the teams, but the whole point of GT3 is to make money out of rich people that want to drive. You know, the curbing there though, we did get Assetto curbing. It wouldn't be fair to not mention the terrible curbing. You notice we just put a wheel on the curb and the car went mental. That's the big physics hole in AC1. That's the big physics hole, is the curbing. You have to really just, certain types of curbing when turning, doesn't matter what the car is. In AC, unfortunately, that's the one thing that they've never really sorted out. Some tracks is okay if it's flat curb, but yeah, you really have to test it beforehand, which is a shame. Because other than that, AC is absolutely fantastic. Look at this. Flowing through the countryside. So once you start, within like a lap, start getting a feeling for like just being coaxing the car around the corners a bit, and then sort of trying to balance it and then try and be as smooth as possible, but using the force feedback to like guide that, to know where the limit is. If this was ACC or iRacing, even though ACC is more forgiving, you have to go into iRacing route memorization mode, especially if it's a new car that you've never driven before and just jumped into. You have to go into, oh, can I do that? I've not tried it yet. Whereas with this, it's like a huge margin of, oh, I can feel that that's pushing it and that isn't pushing it. You also notice with AC, if compared to Race Room, for example, this car feels a lot more dynamic than the Race Room GT3 cars. I do like the Race Room GT3s. They're fun, and the online is nice for Race Room. But with this, you've got, it's more pokey, more responsive. Definitely feels more like you've got, like you're on tyres that, I don't know if it's tyre flex. It's probably just suspension, what's coming through the force feedback, but it gives you that sort of illusion of like a tyre flex feel, especially with the way I've got my DD wheel set up. Just feels so connected with it. Just a little bit of rubbery feel to it. It's really nice. It's just such a shame that every sim doesn't have this detail of force feedback. There you go, a bit on the throttle. More aggressive with the throttle. That's the thing with the TC, is you can sort of stab the throttle a bit. This is really uphill. If you ever go around Nordschleife in real life on this section, you really appreciate how uphill this is. And the car engine doesn't appreciate how uphill it is, but it is a rest for the brakes, so that's always nice. There we go. Quite nice on the braking actually. The ABS sort of feels like it's biting into track purchasing it. Not too hard to get it to stick to the carousel. Not too bad coming off the carousel. The actual, with this setup, the lift-off oversteer is really tame the default setup. As I say, stiffer ARB, more open diff. I think I like more lift-off oversteer. But then saying that, this car typically is not the most lift-off oversteer. I mean, it's obviously not like a Porsche or something like that. So. Oh. Understeer there. Quite nice on the trail braking there. Oh dear. Yeah, I need to slow it down more. Any more, I'm understeering a bit more than I want to. But honestly, it's just instantly engaging. You know exactly where you are. Whoa! Of course, as soon as I say that. Why did I say that? You know exactly where you are. I'm in the wall. Because I said that. That's because I said I knew exactly where I was. Absolutely cursed myself there. Yeah, suspension then on the curb. That is something to watch out for. I know exactly where I am until I put a wheel on the curb, and then I'm dead. But I know where I am. I'm in the wall. Okay, tyres are overheated now from that slide, and this is a nice feature of AC, and by that I mean it sarcastically. The tyres stay too warm for too long. So add that to the curbing list. The AC overheated tyres where it takes too long for them to come back, and they're mega slopped. They still drive like less mega slop than iRacing, to be fair. Now, iRacing comes back, but it's slopped when you're trying to catch a slide. But if you've done a big slide, then it comes back. When AC, it's like it stays heated for really long. But awesome. Absolutely awesome car. So it's like £5 I think to buy. Well, just under £5 or pay what you want. Sounds nice, car model's nice, handles really nice, better than every single GT3 car in ACC, purely because of the tyres and the force feedback in AC is like just on another level to ACC. Just a shame about the curbs and the shame that there's no ranked multiplayer because there's no LFM for AC. So that's the downside. Unless you're going to race this with some friends on your own server or do league racing, you find it hard to race this content, especially as it's paid for content. But what an absolutely gorgeous car. RSS, I think, putting it out there again. RSS doing a corker of a vehicle, and I think £5 is it's a fair price. They've got 2 other cars in there now that totally aren't real world GT3 cars with different names. Look at it move over. Look at that. The external sounds as well are great. I don't know, we've got headlights on, but they're also off. I'm not sure what's going on there. Probably mess something up. I know they are on. It's just 'cause it's daytime. Yeah. We need LFM for AC really to properly enjoy all this, all the different content. But that is it. If you like GT3 cars, you owe it to yourself. I mean, look, like, you could just watch the replay. Just watch the replay. It looks so natural. Look how it's moving around as well. And it doesn't look like so stiff like in ACC. When you watch the replay, the cars just look stiff. And same in iRacing, they just look sloppy. I really like that transmission sound. The external whine. Absolutely awesome. This is like Richard Burns Rally watching the replay. It looks so good going around the track. Anyway, there you go. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the subscribe button, make sure to hit the like button, and make sure to bang your face against a brick wall, because Assetto Corsa is 4 billion years old, has no ranking, and everyone's moved on to ACC and other sims which are literally worse than the old sim. Welcome to sim racing. It makes no sense at all.